Good morning, guys. Welcome to another video of Mornings with me. Thanks for wanting to listen to my story and wanting to find out what's going on here in Costa Rica. It's a beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous, and it was cloudy yesterday, so the sun is out. Last night was a restless, interesting night. I remember kind of tossing and turning, and it was like I had the cards, the playing cards, going through my head, and it was almost like I was trying to read them. And I was like right on the edge, and I would just get so close, but then I would wake up and and I'd feel so agitated, so I'd turn into another position and I'd try to sleep. Same thing. It was like cards were just going through my head. And then Sophie started crying in her sleep, so I was like, I started talking to her. Are you okay? You having a bad dream? It's just a bad dream. She never told me what the dream was. And then we got up and had to go pee. I was like, hey, Moon, God, you're beautiful. In Sagittarius now. The stars were amazing. Went back to bed, then no dreams. I woke up this morning. And, of course, coffee, and then journaling. I was kind of going slow, and I was thinking, I totally did what I said that I needed to do when I went into town yesterday. Instead of being this old, cranky old witch coming out of the mountain, theoretically, and damning everybody, I really was like, this is where you live. Okay, it's a paved road with lines, but I tried to enjoy it, right? I'm like, look, you're still in the jungle. Like, really look around you and really feel where you're at. And yeah, I was like, I have to go all the way into Guiones because Cafe Paris, this portal, has the best Wi-Fi in the area, hands down. I can upload a video in less than 20 minutes, whereas Super Nasara was a couple hours, Lily's Pizzeria was a couple hours. Sometimes, most of the time, I would just leave because it would just be so long, like 3 or 4 hours. Ridiculous. And even Gabby's, the other place, closer than Cafe Paris. That's like the furthest from my house, right? But it's just so much better to work there. It's beautiful. It has a pool and a playground for Sophie and a mini golf course. It's a really cool portal. So I'm like, something I said in the last video was, if you decide that this is what you're going to do and you have to do it, you might as well enjoy it. And if you can't make yourself enjoy it, then you need to be doing something else. Something's got to change. So I am going to now enjoy my 5 days a week at Cafe Paris, the furthest from my house that I possibly go, while I'm home. And then I was like, this is too slow. This is too slow. I'm not catching a point. It's not dramatic enough for YouTube. I need to be faster. So the first thing I do is I'm like, I gotta go talk to the sun. So I literally stop everything. I'm like, I gotta be faster. So I stop everything, which is what I was talking about last video, which I learned how to do the whole pointing at a card. The last video is here if you want to go watch it. But, you know, I never click on those because if you're watching this video, you want to watch through the end. Like, all the links for other videos should be at the end. Once you finish this one, go back and watch the other one. Or go back and then... Anyway, I felt that warp of I need to go faster, so I'm going to stop everything. I went outside in my spot, my morning spot, in my hammock, and immediately, because that's the east and the sun is coming up, right? And it's shining through the forest, the jungle, and I'm laying on my hammock and it's just, like, it just hits me. And I was like, yes. That's what I needed. Yes. So, I'll start. My brain starts floating. And I'm thinking business. That's the other thing I was, I just got the Scorpio download from the moon of like what coma kind of wants to be, wants to grow up to be. And so I'm like, how am I going to make this happen? And there's 3 individuals that have been kind of a center focus point recently. One has been in my dreams. The other one I just started conversing with that's going to come visit. And then the other one just told me yesterday that they might come. All of these guys, I know they've been to coma. They're coma kids. And so last night, I was thinking about these 3 human beings. And I was like, oh, I've got to do a card spread about them, right? And it was an awesome spread. So I'm shuffling. I'm thinking about these 3 people. And I throw one down. I just pick the 3 on the top. So I'm like, bam. And it's a 3. So instantly I was like, because I like thought about, I'm thinking 3. And when you throw a 3 down, you're like, wow. So that's cool. And it was 3 of diamonds. And then I throw another one down and it's a 3. It's a 3 of wands. No, it's not. I wrote that down wrong. No. You were sword. You were a sword. And I was almost apprehensive to throw the 3rd card down, because like if it's another 3, it's gonna be epic. So there was that tension. But of course I was like, you gotta throw it down. So I throw it down and it's the Jack of Wands. And the download was, I just started like, wow. Because these people, it absolutely personified, like the diamond. I know which one the diamond is. The sword, I know which one the sword is. And the Jack of Fire, the Jack of Wands, the kid with the fire stick. I know who that one is too. And I was just like, wow. So anyway, I'm thinking about these 3 people again with the sun. And I'm like, we would make the best team. Oh my God, it would be so amazing if we could all work together and they really wanted to do this. And, I'm like assigning roles. they could do this and they could do that and I could do this and we could pull it together. It would be the best threesome ever. And I was feeling this like, yeah, but they're so independent and free and far, and 2 of them are already talking about coming, and the other one, the Jack, the kid with the fire stick, I've done just about everything but beg them. And I think I almost did the other day beg a little bit. Whine, kind of whimper a little bit. So, anyway, um, I'm feeling these three, and I'm trying to like feel how, like, energetically. Oh, come on, come help me do this. And the sun, I was like, I don't know, I can't. I was feeling the pressure, and then the sun was like, feel me. Contact. And it was whoosh, the sun rays in my heart and in my third eye, and like I felt the sun holding the planets together. I felt the revolution, the magnitude, the pressure. I felt the heat. I felt like the energy, the fire, the intensity of the sun, like right? The electrical charge also. And I was like, okay. Instantly I was like, okay, contact. And all of these downloads came in. Sophie wanted cereal, so I'm like, okay, I gotta go feed the kid. And I gotta go do this. And it was obvious when I'm like, okay, now we gotta get to the cards, the sun. I was like, of course, the sun obviously has got some stuff to say. How do you hold the planets together? It's like, I want to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So, shuffling the cards, and I'm thinking about the energy of the sun and the electricity and just putting all the magic in the cards that I can. And I throw down the center, north, south, east, west, and immediately thought of the symbol of the sun, which is a circle and the dot in the middle. And the symbol, focus on symbols. Symbolism is important when trying to clear your mind of anything else and focus. Focus. Oh my God, the focus you have to have. For instance, to train a horse. I thought about that the other day too. The amount of focus, 3 hours to try and get a horse just to walk and not break into a trot, the symbol of the sun is a focus. And so when I flipped over the center card, it was the Magician, which in my card deck, it's the card that when you flip it over, it's the same on the other side. So, I instantly knew that was the Magician card. And I love it because when you flip it over, it's almost a mind fuck because it looks the same. It's like, did I flip that over or not? And it embodies that magician energy feel, right? So it felt so good in the center. I'm like, of course it's the Magician in the center for the sun. I was like, what other card would it be? And then I was like, oh yeah, the sun or the star. But then I was like, no, the Magician is perfect. Because we're talking about holding the planets together. We're talking about the energy to bring something together. Manifestation. Grand manifestation. Big stuff, right? It's like, how can I even talk about that shit? Like, it hasn't happened yet. I have not manifested anything humongous. I mean, this is humongous for me. And I know. Stop. Okay, so the magician holds it all together. And Sophie is the grandest thing that I've been able to create in this world. The sun. Focus on the sun. What's in the north? What's above the magician? What's in the air? What are we thinking about? And it's 4 of swords. Oh, okay. 4. I felt that relaxation of this card. The rest, it's typically some of the words recuperation, like contemplation. So I felt like this rest. I felt like instead of this swirl, I felt that 4, that stability of swords, that rest, that focus. And I'm like, ooh, the focus. There we go with the focus, the stability. And realizing that to receive this message for this video, I had to stop everything and lay in the sun. Just stop everything. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I feel you. I know what you're talking about. South. What's in the south? What's grounding us? And it's the Queen of Hearts. And I'm like, I always love it when a queen shows up. Always. And the Queen of Hearts in my deck is also the High Priestess, right? She's the, she is the queen of emotions. She's the queen of the tides. She's water because it's cups, right? She's compassion. She's green Tara. She's the heart chakra. This is hearts. I was like, yeah, baby, ground us in the south. So let's see what's in the east. What is coming up on the horizon, son? And it's 2 of Wands. 2 always makes me think of flow because it's a juggling card, right? It's that, well, I mean, typically 2 of diamonds and pentacles is more of that juggling resources, but this is like, I mean, juggling fire, right? This is wands. So we've got, I instantly think of fire jugglers. And the swing, and the 2 being Uranus, and the balance of 2, and the fire, and the download was the combustion, because we're talking about the east, so it's where the sun is rising, and we're focusing on the sun. So the download was it's the explosion in an engine right before it ignites and starts the engine. There's that combustion, that kinetic force that pushes something into motion, right? And in the tarot deck, 2 of Wands is like a preparation. It's the it's also like dominion, like this is my dominion. And when you have that combustion, you have a really small chamber and that flame to hold that explosion as small as possible, right? The rising sun is gonna push this manifestation into action. I'm like, okay, I feel that too. And in the west, at the end of the day, Queen of Wands, another queen, the fire queen. And I was like, oh yeah, I feel that. And then I was like, thinking of the sun, I was like, shouldn't it be the king? But then I was like, all planets and Sephiroth are hermaphrodites, hands down. It has to be. It has to be the combination, the yab yum, um, our physical form is the only thing that splits it, right? And it's always the coming back together of that, those energies. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was Queen, the Fire Queen. And I really appreciate everybody for, watching, and the channel's actually growing, which I'm super excited about. Remember that surprise affiliates link. I have an idea what I can link to make it be super cool. And I've got my links of my link tree. You can check that out. It seems so redundant to say all this stuff, but it's a YouTube thing, so I really need to. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you click this link on Facebook, please share. I'm really putting everything into this video channel and would love to make it to 1,000 subscribers. Those are my ponies. Maybe I'll go play with the horses. And I've been doing some really cool stuff with the horses too. I've decided to work them both together and do like more circus training, which I've never done. I've always just been an equitation dressage rider, so this has been really fun trying to work them both in a round pen. I want to do a video on it. I will soon. So anyway, all those things, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out all the links down below. Thank you so much. Until next time. Ciao.